Hello and welcome everyone to Mondays in Exandria, Wanderlust in Wildemount. We are on episode 5, and it is, we're having a great time. We're at a ball, so why don't we just get started? We're gonna go around, we're gonna say who we are and who we're playing. I'm already talking, so I'll go first. Hello. I, Lindy, am playing Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle Hossenpfeffer IV of the Havisham Hossenpfeffers, nobleman, warlock, philanthropist, aspiring author, and then among, many other things that we won't get into right now because we could be here all night. That's all I gotta say about him. He does, however, have a butler, Shiny Pilot. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. A little tired, but good. I'll be playing Igor. He's a hunchback, half-orc butler to Wendell. And he's a very sweet man who has a flaw to where he goes to excess in anything and everything. So, like playing that up. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun indeed. The poster child of fun, D20 coup de grace, how are you?
Yes, that's me. Today I'll be playing Harlan Flipcloak. He's a hobgoblin wizard who specializes in divination and time manipulation. And I can't wait to manipulate what's going on about here.
Yes, because we have that kind of power and authority here. An authoritative figure in my life. Nuggetosaurus, how are you?
If I'm an authority figure in your life, I'm very concerned for you.
You should be.
Yeah.
Or at least
Hi.
an authoritative figure.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. Today I bought an adoptable, and now I want to kill Hal. No, I'm just kidding. I love her. She's not going anywhere anytime soon. I love my werewolf chick, who's not really a werewolf. I'm gonna be playing her tonight. She's a paladin She's a fighter / paladin. Listen, it's been a long day, okay? I'm excited. That's all you need to know.
That's great. And just know that if you told me to do something, I'd probably do it.
Probably.
Someone who I'd ask more questions before doing something. Producer Trav.
Yes. Hello. Producer Trav here. I'm playing Lamont Quinlan. I just want to shout out for the mountaintops. I've been in the best mood since Saturday night. This team played a game Saturday night. I've been in the best mood. I'm playing Lamont Quinlan. He's a Kalishtar rogue, former artificer who currently we laid it on a little thick in the last game. He is dressed in a beautifully art directed, incredibly opulent, Gaga-esque, ambitious. If H.R. Giger had to go to the Golden Globes, this is what Bjork would be wearing if he designed her. Except Lamont Quinlan is wearing it. So that's where I'm at. Thank you. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, and I will hand it over to the cat herder of this group of this motley group. Deception check. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm here, and that's all that matters. That's 50% of the problem for the evening is just making it. Now I'm here, so let's just go forward. I'm at deception check. I am the ringleader of cats in this menagerie of feline role-playing excellence. Yeah, this is Mondays in Exandria, Wanderlust in Wildemount. We have last session we left our characters in the middle of a masquerade ball. They had recently arrived in the city of Port de Mali, the capital of the Clovis Concords on the continent of Wildemount, and they were all invited, surprisingly, to this masquerade ball being held by the leader of the Merchant Guild. He had not invited them themselves, but the invite had been sent to Hal's significant other, love of her life, Nezrin Wasserin, to invite all of them to the ball. The happy day began, and everyone was there. Lamont Quinlan in his H.R. Giger-inspired black ensemble went after pretty much anything that moved, was not exactly successful, but still had a wonderful time flirting with the drow. Igor ate everything in sight and is still eating everything in sight and having probably one of the best nights of his life. Nezrin and Hal were introduced to a rather a beautiful woman from Maquette who introduced herself as a member of the Clockwork Council, which is not something these players are used to. The Clockwork Council has been a very mysterious and threatening force in their lives up until this point. Matter of fact, even on their way here, an ex-member of the Clockwork Council tried to assassinate Mo, Hal's adopted son, and kill the rest of the group that was on that particular airship, unsuccessfully due to the intervention of a celestial type being. But it's not been the best of relationships between the Clockwork Council and our hardy adventurers. Speaking of hardy adventurers, we've got Wendell, Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckmorton, Hassenpfeffer IV, the Havisham Hassenpfeffers, who is now hobnobbing with the prince. I mean, he's fourth in line and not really the most extravagant of princely men available, but it is Wendell's prince.
Yes.
It does. It does make a statement.
I never thought I would be here, if you had asked a year ago.
So true. And lastly, but not least, is our poor Harlan Flipcloak. Not really enjoying the amount of people necessary to have a crowd, and being in a very large crowd of people enjoying themselves masked, and a number of people actually interested in buying the product of his imagination, an airship, which they are trying to purchase the rights to break the hold of the airship conglomerate that currently controls all air travel and transport. But Harlan hid inside a parlor with a nice old lady. They talked, he drank, and then she stood up and became, announced herself as the singer that everyone was waiting for, and her beautiful voice entranced just about everyone. We'll pick up tonight with the singer finishing her song. Everyone kind of waking up from almost like a dreamlike state. Not necessarily, because in fantasy you say that and everybody's going to start rolling wisdom saves or something. No, it's just
saving throws.
It was a wonderful performance that was almost dreamlike, which everyone enjoyed thoroughly, and it stopped the entire ball almost in its tracks. Everyone that was there is crowded around this room or inside the room. She takes a bow and walks over and sits down in the chair next to Harlan. And says,
extraordinary.
Did I do okay?
Wonderful. I quite enjoyed it. It was unlike any experience I've ever had.
Oh, you poor thing. Everyone should be entranced by music regularly. It's a beautiful thing and so simply done.
Well, I've never felt that way about music before. It combined very well.
She smiles graciously at you. Well, thank you. I know you were having a bit of a bad time before the music started, but I hope you're having a better night now.
I'm having a great time now, yes. I think I'll... he kind of like looks around.
The room is still relatively filled with people. You catch a glance over your shoulder and you see Wendell hobnobbing with some rather dourly dressed but very expensively dressed people, a group that look like they all came from the same general area. The man that Wendell is currently fawning over seems to be... it is mid-40s, 50s, kind of pouchy belly, stringy hair. Looks way more important than you would expect, but you could tell he's got money and expects people to do what he tells them to. So over your other shoulders, you're glancing around. You see the almost threatening visage of Lamont Quinlan in his Giger expired black ensemble as he looms over the crowd. In a very pleasant way after listening to this music. He's having a good time, it seems like. It's very hard to loom pleasantly, but I believe Lamont is right now. Would you say that, Lamont? You're looming pleasantly?
Quite pleasantly, thank you. He's transfixed. He stands motionless in his getup, and it takes in the show. And then as soon as it's over, I turn 180 and begin to make my way back towards the exit.
The exit of the room or the exit of the ball itself?
Of the room.
Mm-hmm. That's relative. It's harder to do than you'd wish, but as you turn and make your way there, the crowded occupants of the room begin to give you a little space. Like it inconveniences them greatly to let you through, but no one wants to be in front of you right now, so they allow you to exit.
I like look left and look right, and then make my way dramatically out of the room.
Okay. Well, when you make your way out of the room, you see over to the left, your first glance as you step through the room is actually Nezrin and Howl sitting there speaking to each other rather silently and rather they look like they're in concentration. They're talking about something important. But you also notice in the center of the room, as you glance back to the right, there is a gaggle of servants currently setting up a display case, like a display pedestal with ropes around it, and they're placing this large golden disc on top of it. It seems like it's a centerpiece, showpiece sort of thing that they're trying to present during the ball.
I approach Hal.
Hal, you see Lamont coming towards you.
Can I help you?
Good evening. Are you enjoying the party?
Well enough, I guess.
I haven't met Nezrin, have I? Have I?
Yes.
Yes.
Have I?
Yes? Several different times.
Oh, of course I have. Lamont doesn't know that though. Well, he's working on it, you know. Nezrin.
Hello. She kind of leans over to you see her lean over to Hal. It's like, is that Lamont?
Yep.
And he doesn't want me to know that's Lamont?
Hell if I know.
Okay. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely.
What do you want, Lamont?
Well, you know, it's a party.
Yes, and you've done an excellent job of ignoring us, the entire party.
I'm letting Port Damali know that the terror is here.
Yes, you're absolutely terrifying. Brava.
Thank you. So, look at us, huh? You know? Partying it up.
Yep, it's a party.
And I turn and leave. And walk towards the golden saucer.
Lamont turn suddenly and walk towards this display being made in the center of the ballroom. Your eyes fall on Igor as he chases after another plate of food that's being delivered around the room. Igor, I want you to open this evening with a con save.
Oh, no.
Whatever for?
Because you've eaten more than about 15 people combined this evening.
Nonsense. It's more like 16 people more.
I'm sorry, I stand corrected.
25.
And you handle that like a champ with the 25 Constitution save. Even if I gave you disadvantage, a 23 would have handled it.
I'm imagining even the platter he's chasing. This one's got like a little shrimp on a cracker or something. He's like walking behind and like, boop, 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 like grabbing
the shrimp and leaving the crackers. So it's a plate full of crackers now.
Yeah.
Yes. And how that's what you see as Igor is happily chasing down all this food and just eating everything.
If I could too, he's bobbing to the sound of the music. He's bobbing along with it, in tune with it.
You probably have not seen Igor this happy.
Yeah, probably not ever. She'll kind of like try to get his attention.
Okay.
But-
It would be very easy if you had a plate of food.
Is there any food around me?
There are servants passing by every 30 seconds.
Okay. I wait 30 seconds and then I just, hey, I need this. I just take the plate.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Best
And I hold it up and Igor!
He's still bobbing along. You gotta get him. Gotta get him.
Igor!
I have somebody summoning me. Oh,
I just wave it.
Beeline through the crowd. Gets in front of Hal. He's in a delightfully happy mood. He's got his toothy grin. This is tough. He's like, or should you have a platter?
I do. And you can have this platter on one condition.
The whole platter.
The whole platter.
Oh, say no more. What do you want me to do?
I need you to round everybody else up and have them meet me here.
Round? I'm not sure I can make them round, but I can try.
Grab them and bring them to me.
Oh,
grab
no.
and bring them.
That was a terrible choice of words.
Grab them and bring them to you right
Yep.
away.
Yep. And then as soon as you're done, you can have the platter. Because you're not going to be able to hold the platter while
Oh,
you're
at least
grabbing
half,
people. You can have a quarter. And then you will have 3 quarters when you get back.
And like that, the quarter of the dishes, whatever it may be, is gone. And he's licking his lips. It shall be done. He like bows, but you can hear him kind of grunting and groaning because he's got like food baby belly. And Igor will go off like a hunting shark in the crowd to go find people.
All right. Igor, you would know because you've been passing through all the rooms following the servants that the easiest 2 people to grab right now probably would be Wendell and Harlan because they're still in the room where the singer was.
Oh, Harlan, I should check on him. I'm going for him first.
Okay.
I know it's been there too long.
You arrive in the room, which is on the left side, the first room when you walk into the ballroom, and people are slowly moving out. It's the crowd is dwindling now inside that room as the entertainment has ended. Some people are leaving or moving on to other rooms in the ballroom as the music picks back up out at the main room. You see Harlan still sitting in the chair where you left him, speaking with a pleasant older woman.
He has a slight smile on his face, which you've never
seen before.
Oh, crazy. Okay. Igor then will saunter over with his full belly, and he will look to Harlan and the lady, and pardon me for interrupting as he does a light bow. Harlan, I need to grab you for Miss Howell.
Is Miss Howell in trouble?
She needs you. Come with me, please. He tries to grab you.
What foolishness is this?
Oh, she'll return you forthwith. He's gonna put you on his shoulder unless you resist. You know?
Selena, right?
The woman who you were sitting with?
Yeah.
Her name was Kaliana.
Kaliana. Okay, Kaliana. All right. Excuse me, Kaliana.
Igor stops.
Return to this conversation momentarily.
Is everything okay, Harlan?
Igor spins to face her. I promise I will bring him right back.
This man is my friend, I say, as like probably my butt.
Yeah, exactly. Butt's facing her. Yeah.
All right, if everything's all right, I'll be here for the rest of the evening.
Igor 180s, and you're facing her as Igor's taking the other way towards her.
Yes, I will return just a moment.
Do I see?
Like a lumberjack.
You
Harlan
see this
being
happening? Yes, you see this happening.
I see this happening, and Wendell just, I think he knows Igor well enough to be like, oh god, I'm next. And he will politely excuse himself momentarily. I believe I see an acquaintance of mine beckoning me over. Lovely chatting with you. And excuse himself, polite bow, and follow so that he does not have to have his dignity usurped by being carried off
Yes, the prince gives you a like 1/16th head nod as you're dismissed. So
Yes.
about the most emotion you've seen from him this evening.
So, if Igor marches through, are you trying to hide from Igor, Wendell? Like, kind of be smooth and
I'm
disappear into the crowd?
following behind, so you don't see me.
Okay,
Unless you
just
turn
checking.
around to look for me. But I'll be... Oh yes, hello, Harlan.
All right. Igor, then, unless you need us to do the maneuvering.
No,
Dungeon
it's,
Master,
it's not
okay.
it's not that crowded.
All right, Igor will go back to Hal and plop Harlan gently and on his feet in front of Hal. Here's one. Would you like me to get Lamont?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, I guess.
I'll be right back. And Igor then will saunter away back into the crowd, leaving
Okay.
Harlan standing there.
All right, we'll cut back to you and Lamont. Hal, you see Harlan there, and Wendell walks up.
Hey. Sorry to sick Igor on y'all. We have matters to discuss. Urgently.
I assumed so.
Yeah.
Somebody dying.
We might be.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah,
He
the
says
best kind of
sarcastically and just
urgent
grabs an entree as
circumstances.
it passes by, or like a snack of something.
It's not serious. Perhaps I should find somewhere a little more private.
Yeah, I was gonna see if, cause like you know the guy, right? You've been living here. Do you know a room that we could go to? Do you have a room?
I know of a room, and I can make sure we aren't looked upon.
Okay, let's wait for Igor to grab Lamont, and then we can go.
And we cut over to Igor and Lamont. Lamont, you're standing in front of this velvet roped off space. It's about 10 foot by 10 foot square with a pedestal in the center. On the pedestal is a 3 foot in diameter golden disc. It has a circular hole. It has a hole basically in the center that's about 6 inches wide. It's a thick disc, probably about 1.5 to 2 inches thick. You believe it may be solid gold. Or some sort of amalgamation of precious metals. On it is a combination of what look to be mystical runes of some type. They cover almost every inch of the disc. There's a triangular portion in the middle that is indented into the disc, and it looks like some of the magical runes kind of cross over this space and look like there may be other parts to it.
Wow. A case?
No. It's a display area.
Okay.
The pedestal in the center.
Right. It's
I may have
just the
said
disc.
case. I apologize.
It's just the disc.
It's
a
just
big
the disc being
with-
shown.
with runes on it.
By itself, it should be quite valuable, just for something being made of that type of metal and of an age that might be an antiquity of some sort. It gives it a value on its own, but magically, it could be even more valuable.
Can I read the runes?
Give me a history check or an arcana check.
Okay. Sorry, I'm in my getup. I need to be more terrifying here.
That's fair.
Fine. I'll roll your dice. You bastard. All right, which one? Arcana or history? Let's see.
Whichever one you like. Your arcana check of 6 doesn't allow you to be able to read these runes. It gives you enough information that you know that it is magical, that these are, but they are not something you've ever seen before. I mean, it looks like some of the scribbles that Harlan's written before, but you don't know.
I want to stand there looking at it and considering it. And while I'm standing here, I want to listen carefully to see if anyone is talking about what in the hell this is.
Okay.
I
With your
don't say a
passive
word.
perception, you hear people talking because no one's trying to hide. Like this is a display in the middle of a masquerade ball. People are walking by after listening to
Right.
the singer, and
oh, look, the plate of.
no, they're all
Magic.
just like, do you have any idea what that says? No, I've never seen anything like this before. It must be very old. Oh, that kind of looks like a writing I've seen before, but that doesn't make any sense. This type of thing hasn't been seen in a very long time. I'm not even sure I could translate it. So people are just talking back and forth.
Okay.
And about that time, Igor walks up.
Excuse me, Lamont. You've been summoned by Miss Howell. I'm here to grab you. I'll bring you back.
You're here to grab me.
Yep, he'll grab you. He's gonna grab you.
I have a feeling this might be an opposed check here.
I want to do I want to do that thing where somebody tries to grab you, and I want to. Can I do like an athletics check or something to try to flip him?
Oh, to flip him over.
Like flip him over, like he
Okay.
tries to touch me, and
This will be an opposed athletics check. Igor, you roll athletics. Lamont, you roll athletics, and we'll see how things go.
You said, I'm sorry, opposed athletics?
Athletics,
I was reading a stat, sorry.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
Lamont rolls a 17. That's pretty good.
You start his stomach turning, and it may not stop.
And Igor rolls a
20.
20. You go to toss Igor, and he doesn't move. It's like trying to toss a rock that's twice your size.
Okay.
Now, Lamont.
And in that exact moment,
Okay.
telepathically, I say to Igor, I will buy you 20 cheesecakes if you let me kick your ass right now.
Igor freezes, eyes go wide. He is forced with one heck of a conundrum now. What kind of hors d'oeuvres was on that platter that Hal was holding? Because this is now a strength of wills. Like,
Well, I mean, you could make a will save, or I could just tell you that the hors d'oeuvres that she has were pigs and blankets.
I don't even think Lamont could give Igor a proper ass beating.
Just fake it. Just let me. I mean, I laid on really. I need this, Igor.
Pauses, and for a brief, it's a flash, but in his head he's saying, "Oh," and like mountains of cheesecakes, like strawberry.
I will
drippings
make
and icings.
all your dreams come true, Igor.
Okay, Igor. I'm sorry, but Igor would go for that, and it would all happen in a
Hold on, I
flash.
can't hear you. Hold on.
Snap back
My phone
to
is
reality.
ringing, and these headphones are hooked up to my phone, and I can't fucking hear you. Where's my phone?
There's been a bit of telepathic interference.
Hold on, just.
It's a counter wizard.
There's some telepathic interference here. Gosh, now I want
Perhaps
to call
it's
him in the middle of other games now. I just.
Perhaps it's a magical disc of some sort that's causing this
Disabled my
interference.
technology.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Okay.
Igor, then he has that brief beauty of just tons of cheesecakes, and he focuses and he said, "Let me kick your ass." Igor just immediately snaps to reality, like whoosh, camera rushes it back and he goes, "Oh, mom!" And he like falls on the floor and starts rolling around.
Okay,
like,
I need performance rolls by both of you.
Oh, this will be great.
And I'm like immediately like, you gotta sell it. You gotta sell it. You gotta
Igor
try it."
sells it. He has been thrashed.
"Oh, you're vicious. Oh, I'm so."
But
Oh, God.
unfortunately, your own acting, because you're probably so stunned by that he actually agreed to it, that you don't exactly do a great job yourself. But the combined performance score of over a 12 is enough to fool most people in the audience.
Forgive me, I'm a bumbling butler. I did not mean to spill my drink on you. And Igor's like patting on me, leans in, and he goes, "Remember 20." And he keeps going. I'm so sorry. I like strawberries. And he'll step back from me and go, "Oh, please forgive me," bowing to you.
All right, and then
What
I-
is happening in the hall?
Yeah, all of you see this because, of course, you wanted to see what would happen when Igor went over to get Lamont. So you see this happening.
if he's laying down and flapping around like I've heard him,
He was, but he got back up and he was brushing you off, complaining of like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I spilled my drink on you. I'm such a bad butler," and trying to act like you like sumo flipped him and hurt his arm, but then he got back up and was being apologetic. Yeah.
I immediately lay right into it. You don't fool me.
Yes.
I know who you really are, and I'm here tonight to end your grip of terror on this city. And I grab him by the neck and I hit him in the face as hard as I can.
Okay, I need you to roll me. Now, are you just doing a straight punch?
Is subdual damage still a thing, or is that a second edition thing?
It's just non-lethal. It means you're not trying to kill him.
Yeah, you're not trying to kill him, but you still have to cut you. I mean, there's still natural, defenses against your attack, and because you're not doing this, you're not like using your daggers or anything. It's going to be like a straight check. I would give you Dex or Strength.
Oh, you gotta give me Dex on
that.
Okay, that's a save, but so that's not.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's actually a 13.
Well, wait. How do I roll vanilla dexterity then? Oh,
yeah. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
That's a 19 anyway. So that's
19.
Enough. That's enough to hit Igor's armor class.
Oh yeah, for sure. Igor,
I just want to deck him.
Okay.
At the moment you deck him, you see almost immediately a small platoon of purple and gold guards just enter from different spaces, hidden doors along the walls on both sides of the parlor, and they head straight to where you're at and attempt to subdue both you and Igor.
What? I don't get a chance before they get here?
They are coming. That's what I'm saying. They're heading that direction. They're going to attempt to subdue you. You've got one round to make your choice.
Okay. I want to say to Igor, telepathically, immediately, don't struggle. And I want to shoot my grappling hook. Can I shoot my grappling hook up into is there something I can shoot it out, like a chandelier or something? And are there windows? Can I make an escape?
Okay, you are in the center of a large grand ballroom. Above you, there are 3 gold or shiny brass chandeliers, large. Ceilings are about 30 feet. These chandeliers are probably 10 feet in their own right, hanging down. They're very large. One wall, the wall where all the musicians are set up, there are windows there. On the opposite wall to that are the entrance doors, which are these we'd call them French doors, I guess, large doors that open up. They're very massive, and they basically floor to ceiling kind of doors, and they're all open, so it's an open space. But that leads into the rest of the manor. The side rooms each have their own set of windows, but they're smaller rooms, probably 15-foot ceilings, floor to ceiling glass on the outside. So it is possible, but you are in the center of the room.
Shit. Didn't quite think this through. All right. We can handle this though. All right. So are there guards between? Okay. Are the chandeliers on either side of me?
No, you have a chandelier directly above you. You have a chandelier a third of the way that way, and a chandelier a third of the way behind you. So they're going right down the middle of the ballroom.
If you need a boost, Igor could launch you into the air.
Okay, to give you another idea, just so the room is a long room, 30 feet tall, probably 100 feet long, 100 foot long from end to end. This is a massive ballroom. One end is the dance floor, the other end are the doors. There are equidistant doors on each side that have the separate parlors, but in the center of those doors, on the sides of the long part of the room, are the 2 hidden doors where the guards came out of. So you're being pinched. Now you can go towards the windows or towards the doors, and you'll be able to get away from them. They're not coming. They're coming from the sides, pinching.
Okay. Well, then what I want to do is grab Igor.
Okay.
Who's huge, so I don't know if I can grab him.
Sure, he's already punched me.
Okay.
And I want to escape with him through the window. I want to make a dramatic grab Vicky Vale and run exit.
Okay. So you want to
Igor
you're going to dive. I just want to understand. You're going to dive through these plate glass windows.
Yeah.
Okay. And you do know that the owner of the house knows who you are.
Shit.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. If Lamont, I mean, Igor will roll with you grabbing him, but if you start rolling to leave the party, Igor ain't leaving. There's too much food to get.
Shit. What are they gonna get me for? Assault? Come on. We're like old friends, you know? No, I need to escape. I need to make a dramatic escape. The whole point here is I think we know what the point here is. I just like point at Igor and go, "This isn't over." And I launch my grappling hook and attempt to escape through the doors.
Okay, so you're going.
I'm not going to bust the windows. I'm going to try and flee the party.
I'm going to remind you that as you came in, there were servants and guards on the way in. So you know they're there already.
Yeah, then I'm breaking the windows. I don't give a fuck what this guy thinks. I'm rich. Let's go.
Okay, that's fair. I'm only going to ask. I'm just going to need one roll.
Uh-huh.
I will give you advantage because you're Harlan. I mean, you're Lamont, freaking Quinlan.
Yeah, right.
Whoever, I don't know which stalking or
terror
the
which
night
strikes in the dark.
There you go. That's sorry. It can't ever keep up with which ones they are.
Uh-huh.
Just give me. Do you want this to be performance? Do you want this to look really cool, or do you want this to be effective?
I would need it to be effective, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I look amazing.
All right. So I'm going to say acrobatics would be your role for effective, performance for just the pure beauty of it.
No, I need to get the hell out of here.
Okay.
So it's okay if it's a little
good
ugly.
roll on both of them will get you out. Okay, 22.
Wait. Shit, yeah.
Okay, there is no wasted effort. You immediately pull out your grappling hook mechanism that you had. You shoot it towards the far chandelier. You grab hold and pull. It lifts you up off the ground a bit. You kick your feet out and swing. You skim the floor, going through these people dancing. You see to your right the drow woman that you had talked to earlier in the night just look and smile because she thinks this is wonderful. She's really impressed by this action. Yet you give her a little glimpse, and then you scoot through, let go, the grappling hook releases, and you fly through the plate glass window and find yourself about 55 feet off the ground because the mansion was backed up against the edge of the plateau where the crescents are located, and it's a bit of a drop to the next row of buildings.
Okay.
So, you're going to need to do a dexterity save.
Can I flip around and shoot the hook again and get on the roof as I fall? Do I have enough time to do the old turn and shoot and then back up as I'm...
Go back to the building you're escaping from.
We'll get back on the roof.
Okay, if that's what you'd like to do.
I don't want to fall and die.
Give me I don't believe you're going to die. A dexterity save, you could do a nice barrel roll on a roof away.
Glad to hear you say that.
You're going to need to do a dexterity save either way. So either a dexterity save to turn and face the building in midair and attempt to connect with it with the grappling hook, or a dexterity save to make a perfect landing.
17.
Okay, a 17. A 17 is a moderate success in this particular situation. That means you have succeeded in not killing yourself diving out of this window, but there is going to be a bit of a problem. You land, you roll, but the landing caused a weakness in the roof, and you fall into the building below, crashing through several floors and into a dark room. And we're going to leave you there for a moment. You take no damage. Just the wind's knocked out of you and you're a little bit dazed.
And I just lay there for a second and I'm like, oh, that went well.
Back up at the party.
Yeah, go ahead.
The guards arrive at the centerpiece and square off the area around the magical disc. They were not worried about you or anyone else. They were worried about the very expensive disc in the center of the room where this performance was going on. Mr. Nouveau, the owner of the mansion and the host of the party, comes over. Oh, well, my, is everything all right? What was that Lamont again?
There's nothing to worry about.
It's my fault. Hey, it's me.
I mean, does he do that all the time?
He has a habit of doing things such.
The look on Wendell's face says yes, but he doesn't say anything. It's just a.
Owl just looks pissed. Like she looks fucking livid right now.
No, there's nothing to worry about. That was quite extraordinary. I mean, it's better than the acrobats. I've already had people tell me they thought I did this on purpose. If I wouldn't have had to pull out the guards if you didn't do it right at the disc. I mean, I put so much gold into that thing, I could buy a whole new mansion just by selling a tenth of that thing. Well,
It's an object you have there.
yes. It's my pride and joy. I can't wait to auction it. It's going to bring me so much gold. I'm so excited. But no, but tell Mr. Quinlan he can come back if he wants. I'm not angry at him at all. That was worth every penny I'll pay for those windows. No?
Did he have it just replaced?
What's that?
Did he have his windows replaced?
Of course, they're brand new glass. They were actually designed with intricate like artwork in them. They're almost like stained glass, but it's more the metal work through it. But he didn't care.
Okay, well, was he addressing you or just in general?
Oh no, he's just talking to you and your companions.
Okay,
I'll make note of that.
Igor would look at him and be like, "Oh, so would you like me to go fetch him?"
Igor,
Oh
don't
no! Please, all of you, continue to enjoy the party.
Oh,
I've had
okay.
so
Thank you.
many people asking about you all.
Oh,
You're quite exclusive to my party, and especially hanging around with Harlan and his magical airship that everyone in the city's talking about. It's wonderful. And of course,
Everyone in the city?
well, of course, it's a massive ship hanging off the spire. Most ships leave. Yours is just sitting there.
All right, I know a cloaking device.
I miss Wasser and the most exquisite new merchant in our guild. Everyone's excited to work with you. So you all are quite the draw this evening.
how exciting!
Oh, quite. I saw you, Mr. Wendell, on the arm of a prince this evening, or at least nearby.
Oh yes, I was just mingling as one does at these types of events.
Getting a foot in the door to Rexentrum could be a big deal for your winery, believe you me.
Wendell's those thoughts have they're long passed through Wendell's mind, and he just kind of does a nod, like a knowing nod. Like, oh yes.
And he looks over at Igor. And you, Mr. Igor, you seem to be really enjoying the food we're providing this evening.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. It's almost like a catch stop or something. It's just very good.
Would you like a tour of the kitchens? I could get one of the servants to take you back. You could eat all
Later.
you like. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting something before your friend jumped out my window?
Or just fetching people. How was Monster?
We haven't all had
Puppy
a
dog
moment to
eyes.
talk as a group since the party began, and we were trying to initiate that when Lamont just...
Went fucking AWOL again.
like typical Lamont.
Well, I don't want to interrupt. It is a party. So please continue to enjoy yourselves. All right?
Thank you so much.
And take a moment to take a good look at my magical disc here. I mean, I say it's magical, so you can tell it's magical, but we have no idea what it does. It could destroy the world for all I know.
Oh.
If I could, I'll take you up on that kitchen tour later.
Yes. Just let one of the servants know. I'll go ahead and tell them that they can let you back there.
Al turns to Wendell.
Yes. Would you like me to?
Yes.
So that he can...
Yes.
Wanted to make sure that was the
Quickly.
right direction. All right.
We have shit to take care of.
Pulls out from his sleeves, because he has really
Just a
big
nouveau
sleeves. in
Bows
this.
and walks away. Go ahead.
Sending to Lamont. Lamont, the owner of the house, is not mad. The guards are for the centerpiece item. Please come back before Hal gets more pissed off. Exactly 25. And that message goes out to Lamont.
No reply.
I'll read.
The secondary message. The quicker the better.
All right, we'll head back. As Harlan goes to lead you all out of the main ballroom to a private room, which I believe you're taking her to your room. Okay. He leads you down a hallway. It goes off to the left. This is a wide, like as long as the ballroom and the main foyer is, or the main foyer is, it's almost as equally as long on the sides as each wing. So he takes you down the left wing as you exit to a grand room where he has been staying for the past 3 days. We'll cut to Lamont real quick. Lamont, you just received a message. As you're lying on your back in this dark, what looks like a warehouse of some sort.
I heard it.
Oh, you heard the message?
I did. Hear
Oh, good.
the message.
Do you choose to reply?
I hear everything, Frank. I can reply.
Yes, because it's ascending.
Sending.
Because you wrote your name in my book. Isn't it fantastic? I can reach you anywhere, even on other planes of existence, with only a 5% chance of failure.
I reply. I replied, tell Hal to relax. I take the mask off. I like pull the mask off and just like set it to the side for a second. And then out loud, I reply, tell Hal to relax. We're building a legend here.
Wendell is walking along following Harlan and just kind of holding his book and writes, I'm sorry, but I don't have a death wish. So I shall not relay that to Hal, as I like my head atop my shoulders. You can sneak back in without anyone seeing you, or are you not the terror which strikes in the dark?
I am. I can't go back into the party. I'll be on the roof.
We're meeting in Harlan's bedroom. We'll open a window.
Now we're meeting on the roof.
Most of us can't get to the roof, and that would be very conspicuous during the middle of a party.
Get to the roof.
Figure it out. And I hang up, if that's possible.
No.
And
No.
it's not, is it?
It's not.
Fucking book. And then I grappling hook. I stand up and look through the hole of the warehouse. And how long is my grapnel?
About 50 feet. You're going to have to get up to the. You're going to have to get to the roof and then get to the next level, and then probably again get to the roof of the
That's
mansion.
fine. I will grapple as many times as I have to grapple. And
It's
frankly,
a
a
multi-tiered grappling.
long
incentive.
sequence of the fact that he can't do it in one is exactly how this should go.
Yes.
He does it, and then he
And
settles himself.
I'd like to
and then he
imagine.
does it again,
Roll me a d20, one d20. I just want to see.
and then he does it again.
Picture him having to reel in the grapple.
Yes, every time.
Right.
Just roll a single straight d20. Just one d20.
That's exactly as it should be.
Okay.
7.
All right.
Lucky 7. Frank.
Because that means that you've. I was going to give you kind of like a sliding scale of success there, because you're on the low end. You miss a couple times. It's hard to get purchase with your grappler. And so not only are you having to do 3 or 4 different grapples to get up there, there's a couple times where you're just like, you just can't get it to hook. It's just not working. You're cursing under your breath. It takes you about an hour to make it up there.
Oh,
Just
come
get
on.
pissed off.
An
You stop.
hour?
You sit down. Okay, sorry. It takes you about
It might
half
take
an
them
hour.
an hour to get. Honestly, it might take them roughly an hour. We don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm late.
Okay, maybe let's say a half an hour. A half an
Half an
hour
hour.
to
Okay,
get
all
up
right.
there.
All right. Sure, it's your show, Frank.
No, it's fine. I take suggestions. An hour was a little long. I will go with half an hour. You're lucky I don't make the thing break on the last one. Okay, back inside the mansion.
I wait until we're out of the party and just about to Harlan's room. The tower which strikes in the dark wishes to meet on the roof and refuses to enter the building, even through Harlan's window.
I'm sorry, what?
I am just the messenger.
Desmond's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not going on
I'm
the
not
roof.
putting my fucking wife on the roof.
Oh,
Fuck him and that fucking psychopath. If he doesn't want to come in here, he can get fucked.
I have an image to uphold, and it's
She's
difficult
a fucking
enough.
upstanding citizen. I'm not putting her on a fucking roof. No.
I will relay this message
Yeah, tell him I said he's a fucking psychopath and he needs to get fucked.
verbatim.
Verbatim.
That's what Lamont hears. That's possibly why he misses a couple of times, because this message is coming through as Wendell's writing it.
Yes, I think that's probably one
Because
of the
this
reasons
is
why.
this is in the creepy Eldritch voice too. It's not just Wendell's voice. It's basically benefactor. What's the word I'm looking for? Like automatic voice reader
Yeah.
voice.
Siri. But Eldritch.
Yeah, Eldritch
but
Siri.
Nabaleth.
Wendell says, "Get fucked."
Howl. Yes.
Howell says, "Get fucked." Sorry, it's just I have to hear it. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
And
Go
about
ahead.
and also in addition, and yes, it would be quite uncouth for us all to be seen and very conspicuous, whereas Harlan's bedroom is far less conspicuous, and I have the window open for you.
What if you just sit outside the window? Will that work?
Harlan asks if you could just sit outside the window if you're so opposed to stepping foot in.
Compromise?
You can sit on the sill.
You can even perch like a fucking bat.
Howl says you can even perch like a fucking bat.
Way ahead of you.
So he doesn't write it down, but he just kind of mutters under his breath, I sincerely doubt it.
All right,
And
so
Mage
everyone,
Hand, just cracks the window open a little bit.
everyone arrives, and as you're walking into Harlan's room, one of the servants walks by and hands Igor a plate, and just goes, "It's for Mr. Nouveau." And it is like
you.
a sampler platter of some very extravagant foods, things you haven't seen yet in the party.
He does the Homer Simpson. Like drool.
What's that, Harlan?
I want to detect magic on the platter.
Please.
You'd also probably detect poison.
Too late. Igor's eating it.
Okay,
I'm not
Igor's already
worried.
eating it, but you detect magic, and okay, so you cast the detect magic spell. How do you detect magic? What is your flavor of detect magic?
I think with he has a few hand motions, and then his eyes will flare with a bright light, and then his pupils will just become large, and he'll be able to see magical auras.
Okay.
Mhm.
You look, and you do catch some magical auras on walls around paintings. You think there might be alarm spells. But you see nothing on the platter.
And nothing of anything that would be considered a bug.
No. There's no
You
magic
can-
associated with the platter. The only magic auras you see coming from near the platter are coming off of the magic items that Igor might have. His duster and a few other
Check the
items.
room, too. Make sure there's no bugs in your room.
I
Like
assume
30 feet.
I've already checked.
You've already- but you've been out of your room for a few hours.
That's true. That's thinking. I will.
All right.
Wendell is
All right.
equally paranoid.
You do a walk around, and other than the same sort of alarm spells on paintings, you don't see anything that looks out of place.
Would you like some food?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because now
There's
that
like
Wendell
caviar
isn't in
and-
front of a bunch of people trying to... He's just gonna, seriously just kind of eat for a minute because he's a hungry man.
Yes.
E-
So
Igor-
all of
Igor's
you
doing
stop. Yeah, all of you stop, and they're literally 2 people chowing down. Wendell is now eating about at the same rate as Igor is eating off the plate, and it's kind of disturbing.
We're racing again, I see, Master.
It's not a race, Igor. I need to keep my svelte figure. I'd hate to waste away.
So the window is open. Harlan, you've checked your room. Yes, Hal?
Is there like a desk here?
Oh, yes. Actually, it's covered in sketches and blueprints and things like that. There's a couple tables. There's a large 4-poster bed in a room connected to this room with large gilded doors. The windows here are like in the parlor. They're floor-to-ceiling windows with grand curtains that cover them.
Okay, so I'm going to go over to the desk.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I pull out a chair for Nezrin, and I get her nice and seated.
She chuckles a bit and takes a seat. Thank you, dear.
And then I sit, and I put my boots are not muddy because we haven't gone through mud.
No.
But I definitely put them up on the desk, like on top of all the sketches and shit. And she just crosses her arms, and she looks pissed, but patient. She is waiting.
Harlan, that's the work you've been doing for the last 3 days.
Will you please just
No.
lift your feet for just a moment?
She will, because it's Harlan asking.
I'll move the sketches away, check and make sure there's no blemishes on them, then put them away. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Lamont, you've made it up to the level that the manor is on. You see an open window on the left side of the building from where you're facing. You also see the light coming through from the center, which you imagine is the main grand ballroom where the party is still going on. You see the broken glass at the center window where you made your extrication. What do you do?
I make my way all the way up to the roof, and I like to think that you get the shot of the roof, and then you hear heavy breathing as a leg is slung up over onto the lip of the roof, and then completely winded, he lugs himself up onto the roof and rolls onto his back.
Okay.
And breathes for a while and looks at the sky and just kind of, feels hitting the wall. I like to think he's a little old for this. He's had a life, and now he has this like second life in what must be his 40s, as a nightmare vigilante man.
Right. And it's not every day that you fall 50 feet through after fall. You
right.
Charge through a window, fall 50 feet through a warehouse roof, and then climb back up the same direction you just fell from.
He's not handling it gracefully.
Okay.
And so he lifts himself, he gets a knee under him, and he finds his feet, and he begins to walk along the building. And I guess now I have to identify which window is Howl's room. So I'm like over here looking around the corner as I walk.
There's only
I'm looking
one
for an open window.
There's only one open window along the wing in which Harlan's room was.
Okay. Is it on a floor is it a high floor?
No, there's only one level in the residence rooms.
Oh, okay. Oh, excellent. Oh, thank God. All right.
They're just tall, like
they used to have really high
15-foot
ceilings. Gotcha. I swoop in pretty dramatically, but also maybe like not 100%.
Okay.
But I stay on the railing like a hawk. And a quick question, Frank.
Yes.
The costume that I was wearing, was this a manifestation of my special cloak?
Yes. You could have changed it with a
it's
single
anything,
word.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So I want to be clear. Now he has transformed from Ballroom Lamont, Ballroom Terror What Strikes in the Dark, okay, which by the way had its own action figures. We established in the last episode it has its own action figure.
Of course.
Separate entirely from the Terror What Strikes in the Dark's costume, which is hooded and in the longest, blackest cloak that it seems to breathe and pulsate and take on a life of its own. And so I want to crouch dramatically upon the railing in the window. I do not enter the room, and I regard everyone and let them enjoy my countenance for a beat before I make eye contact, such as it is, with Hal.
No, Hal doesn't even acknowledge him. She hears
Okay.
him land, and then she turns to the rest of the group. So, for the last several months, since as Nezran and I have been living here in Port Damali, we may have been chatting up Clockwork Council members in the hope, the efforts, whatever, to learn some more information. And we have a pretty solid idea of several Clockwork Council members, but this evening we were approached by a Marquesian? Yeah, a Marquesian woman who I have not met, and I don't think, Nez, I don't think you've met her. No.
No, I haven't met her either.
And she wants to talk to all of us and extend an offer to join the Clockwork Council.
I think Wendell almost chokes on the hors d'oeuvre he's currently eating.
She said that, from a certain perspective, they're not evil. And she thinks we have gotten the wrong idea of their organization through Bonarvan's and the Ammonian wings.
My parents.
Yeah, those people. Yep. Thanks, babe.
Yes. My parents weren't the best members. I've had conversations with several of the local members in their drive to invite us into their inner circle. They're hoping that I could reinvigorate the Ammonian branch, possibly. And they had some quite unflattering things to say about Mummy and Daddy. Not that I don't disagree with anything that they said.
So,
well, no, they're on point. I completely understand. But it seems like if I didn't know better, if this was a business engagement, I would think that they're trying to reframe their company's forward-facing aspect in a way that might be more acceptable for someone like us to be interested in joining or helping.
They got caught in bad shit, and now they're trying to cover it up.
It's difficult to cover up something like that. They've apologized to me for what has happened, and they are willing to make reparations for anything and support me in reclaiming my family estates, but beyond that, I don't know. I only know what you've told me of the council.
So I think the dilemma here is, do we cut off contact with them, or do we continue doing what Nez and I have been doing?
One way or another, this could be an opportunity to learn more about the inner workings of the Clockwork Council.
Yes, but we could also get trapped in something that we can't get out of.
I suppose, but I guess that's a danger we deal with every day. And I just kind of look around.
Yeah. Wendell, you see your face is doing the thing. It seems like you have thoughts.
Well, I have many thoughts about many things.
Do you?
Of course I do.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
Thank you, Hal. I don't like them.
Neither do I. One of their members just tried to kill my fucking kid.
Yes, it was not a good look for them.
No.
Also, my benefactor and his associate are not fans of the evil orb of evil, which they are trying to resurrect. So, there's that.
And do we know for sure that the Clockwork Count, like 100%, the Clockwork Council is tied to the evil orb of evil? Did we establish that? Is that a thing? I can't remember.
At least it was the case in Iman.
Every time you've seen the black orb that has been nicknamed the evil orb of evil, it has been in the presence of a member of the Clockwork Council.
Okay, so yes. Yeah, I went in that thing.
You could call them the evil organization of evil if it wasn't already an acronym.
Didn't I speak to it towards the end of last season? Right? Didn't it talk to me?
I think a few people have.
Wendell
Me
hasn't.
and Harlan definitely.
I was told not to by someone. He was told not to by someone he trusts implicitly. So.
Okay, like when I was in that orb.
Yes, a very disconcerting time that was.
I didn't. Did I get evil vibes? I didn't really get. I
was
just
very
got
concerned about you.
I got very like neutral. It just wants to get out. Like, and to be fair, if I was stuck in an orb, I would want to get out too.
But do you recall who put him there in the first place?
No, I don't. I don't know a lot of things. So
all of the deities, they all teamed up. And
oh yeah, you're right.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yes, if they all agree on something, which is never, that speaks a lot, I would think.
Nezrin pops up. She goes, "Yes, I've from some of the research that I've done, in speaking with some of them, it was the last act that the creators and the deceivers did together, but it was already in the midst of their antagonistic war.
Right.
But no one could say anything negative about this hidden deity. There's no mention. It was stricken from most records. But
I gesture like, is that not?
It could just be like
no one ascribes any evil deeds to it. No, like, we know what the deceivers have done.
Avum could just be some random person that was gaining a lot of power, and the gods didn't like it, and they were like, "Nah, fuck that dude," and they put him in an orb.
Wasn't he around before the gods, though?
We know he was there during the gods.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was a one of them.
He was a god.
That's right.
Yes, Harlan.
The discussion of the orb can be put off. What we need to do is figure out if we want to take the Clockwork Council up on this offer or not.
I don't even really 100% know what they are offering.
So we take the meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have an opinion?
You said she wants to meet with us.
You couldn't even be bothered to come. And you want to have an opinion now?
I'm here. I came right away.
right away. No, if you had come right away, you would have come when Igor said, "I wanted you to come talk to us," instead of pulling all your bullshit and trying to be some kind of fucking vigilante when your group needed you.
We need to make an impression, Howl. That's why they want to talk to us.
You need to make an impression. You are the only one who's this terror. That's all you. The rest of us, group, has made an impression. Our host couldn't stop talking about all the amazing things and all the people that have been talking about us.
And asking
the
about us.
The reason why the answer's not yes is because you don't know if it's a trap. And the only way to get more info and feel them out is to take the meeting. There's nothing to decide here tonight. We don't know what they're offering, like you said. But if they want us on there, and we can get a grip on this place, and they're afraid of us, then maybe we can figure out what this thing is. Because that's the other big question in the room. We keep talking about the cute ball floating in the air and talking to everybody, but no one knows what it is. None of you can tell me what it is.
Right, because you can't even be bothered to show up to these meetings.
Would you get over the fact that I'm late and concentrate on the problem?
Part of the problem is that you don't seem to want to be a part of this group. You want to go off and do your own terror shit.
You all mean a lot to me, Hal.
Then show it.
Fair enough.
There's a knock at the door.
Would you like me to get that?
Oh, Mercer, let me on the
Oh,
button. After all,
it's your night off, Igor. Just
I immediately leap onto the roof.
Just sit right here for a moment with the remaining crumbs of food on this platter. And does a quick mustache check in the mirror as he walks to the door.
I walk up behind him since, it's my room. I should
Yes.
probably be answering the door, but whatever.
It's one of the house servants in the gold and purple house livery. Yes. Oh, you're all here. I was looking for the rest of you. Your friend in black is not. But
He's difficult to track down.
Mr. Nouveau's guests have requested your presence. I believe they've already mentioned the meeting this evening. And, It's starting, and they wanted me to pass along the message for you.
Thank you. One moment.
Is it,
Sorry, that's just
no, perfect.
something Wendell would do. He doesn't talk bad to them, though. He doesn't speak ill to the servant's face, but he'll turn around and... Well...
Guess it's time.
Alright. Wendell is going to just send out a little signal to his benefactor.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Can I do the same, but with Bahamut?
Yours is a D100.
Okay. I just want to see if he can tell me anything
Then
about
he
this.
used the dice
anything.
Nugget gave me in hopes if it rolls really terribly, I'm gonna blame you though.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, they're
Put pressure on me.
and stuff like that.
Wisdom
I
saving throw.
ask my future self
Oh.
or not.
I'm proficient in wisdom saving throws. Wouldn't you look at that? That would be a 17.
17. Okay.
87.
Hal, unfortunately,
Yeah.
your deity is having behind the celestial gate. It's really hard to make communication possible,
Yeah.
but you feel his eyes upon you. That's about it.
Okay.
Wendell,
Yes.
you feel a moment, and then you feel that familiar presence invade your mind, and that little special spot you have in the back there
Yes.
for him.
Specially reserved.
Yes. How might I help you this evening, Wendell?
Yes, I thought you should know that the Clockwork Council has popped up again. There's a really strange artifact that's potentially magical, no one knows anything about it, thing happening, and also that the Clockwork Council wants to have a meeting. They're the people trying to release Avum. Just was wondering if you
Yes.
wanted to sit in on the meeting, or if you wanted me to not attend.
If they are, oh no, I need you to attend because we need to know what they're doing.
Of course.
I cannot allow Avum to be released.
Mm.
He is a direct and present threat to my plans.
That would be terrible.
Uh,
Yes, I
but
thought I
you-
would let you know in case you wanted to sit in.
I will not be able to touch your mind during this meeting, I'm quite sure.
Oh dear.
If they are true adepts, working for Avum, then they would know my presence was there.
I see. How unfortunate. I will take excellent notes then.
Yes. Please just write it in your book. I'll look at it later.
Of course.
I have copies.
Wendell's just like, well, I assume so. That's how I get new ones if
I'm
one gets
enjoying
destroyed.
your novels, by the way. You do have a talent for that. Please keep that up.
Thank you. I was also thinking that perhaps I should sponsor a music group after seeing how enthralled everyone was by a singer's performance earlier tonight. You know, musical.
Let's not
influence.
push beyond what we're good at the moment.
Well, I wouldn't perform myself. I would just sponsor people who are good at it.
Well, I would just like you to focus on your writings.
Yes, I will
and your
do
wine,
that.
of course.
I'll just make a note in the list of things that I've thought of.
Perhaps maybe you can figure out a way to make readers of your book automatically join our group by the completion of the book. Hidden language, archaic terminology, and certain rhythmic patterns. I'm thinking we can work something out.
I'll look into it.
Good. Make that happen.
All right, I'll keep on writing. Thank you.
Anything else?
That was all. Just wanted to update you.
Good. Speak with you later.
All right. Ta-ta.
Out of your brain.
I love my benefactor. He's great. Best Morlock patron ever.
Best
that I
agent you have.
definitely didn't make.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And the Wendell's not following. Well, I have to go to the meeting, so gotta find out what they're up to.
All right, then let's go, I guess.
Yes, we should get this over with. Is anyone going to tell Lamont we're leaving?
Wendell considers yelling out the window, but instead just opens his book. Lamont, we're going to the meeting. You coming?
Yes. And I swoop down back into the room, and I have before I do, I transform into a tux and just the goggles.
Okay. And not so much a tux, but
like a suit.
A formal outfit
Yeah.
from what you're used to.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you open the door, and the servant is waiting patiently there.
Oh, the goggles
Thank
could be
you.
sunglasses.
Yes, that'll
Let's
work.
do that.
Okay. So you are now the man in black.
Yeah.
Anything else anyone else wants to do before the servant walks you into the meeting?
You go ask for more food. Because we're obviously out.
He nods. There's food at the meeting already.
I mean, until you tell them to stop. Window. Are you just going to keep going?
There'll be food at the meeting, Igor, but please restrain yourself. Remember, you're not allowed to get sick tonight at the party.
Yeah, we'll get sick, Master. Just need a little,
If you get ill, there will be repercussions.
I want to write a letter of apology.
Okay, so you've been doing that already. Who
just-
to?
To Kaliana?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Because I told her I'd be back, but didn't come back. So.
All right.
Have a ritual comprehend languages cast up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anyone else? Excellent.
I'd say pray, but I already messaged my patron, so.
So, yes?
So Hal isn't like decked out in her plate and all of her weapons and shit, but she still does have Clockwork Killer and Moonbeam on her. She just wants to kind of like adjust so like Clockwork Killer is like more prevalent than Moonbeam. Just, cause.
Okay. That's fine. So
Are we fully armed?
No.
Oh,
Most everyone else. I mean, whatever
all?
you might have spirited away,
speak
but
for
it was
yourself.
oh yes, Window has his handkerchief,
That's all I need.
Howl is because Howl goes nowhere unarmed. So
All right.
and they've already negotiated that in previous masquerade balls in Port Damali.
All right.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure you could have spirited a couple daggers on yourself, and no
Can
one
I do
noticed
2
it.
daggers?
Yes,
I
you
wasn't
can have
gonna
2
ask.
daggers on you.
All right. Far out.
All right. Anything else?
No, let's go die.
All right. They lead you back down the hall in which you walked into the main gallery, the foyer of the manor. or the mansion, honestly. You turn right and head back into the masquerade ball.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is dancing. You do notice, though, when you look to the left, that the room where Kaliana was, the singer, is closed off and there are guards posted at the door. The servant leads you to those doors. When you arrive, he nods at the servants, steps forward and pulls both doors open and steps to the side. And you all are entered in to the room where the Clockwork Council meeting is being held privately amongst this grand ball. Nothing about the room has changed. Kaliana is still sitting in the same spot that she was sitting before it was cleared out. The people you see now, you see, well, first, Travis, you notice, as Lamont Quinlan, the young-looking drow woman in the grand robes, standing there among another an elderly drow male and another younger, more martially built drow man. Both have grayish white silver hair. She herself has dark black hair. Wendell, you recognize Prince Callum Dwindle.
Oh, no.
He's standing over off to the side with only one of the people that you met previously, and that was Crown Marshal Danville England, the older, refined man with military bearing. Nezerin and Hal will recognize the dark-skinned, exotic-looking woman in the bright, flowing silks with many rings and fine gold chains, Merchant Yadira Saladin. She's the one who told you about the meeting. She smiles at you when you walk in. There is also another person that Harlan might recognize, the Zalazo Captain Vera Stormcloud, the half-elf. Tall, black-haired, worn in braid, shades of blue tunic over chainmail, and an ornate sword belt at her waist. And these are the people who are standing in the room currently.
Mm.
You do not see any of the tradesmen that you met before, Harlan. You don't see the entire groups of acolytes and hangers-on with these people, but you do see them all sitting here.
Mr. Nuevo? Is that his name?
Mr. Nouveau is not here.
Nouveau is not here? Okay.
No.
This is more my speed. A limited group.
Kaliana laughs. I thought you'd feel more comfortable with this meeting.
Is this all we'll be talking to today?
Merchant Saladin says, yes, this is all we have here. The only ones we can trust. The most experienced of our groups. We're happy to welcome you. I'm sure you have many questions of which we might be able to answer. Come now, Prince Dwindle, please. These are our guests, and you can treat them with at least a modicum of respect. And he just kind of looks down his nose at everyone and just sort of sighs. I'll speak up when I feel like it's necessary. You do most of the talking anyway. I'm much too busy to worry about this sorts of things. Whatever. All right. So, she sits down. Would you please have a seat?
Hal does the thing again where she pulls out the chair for Nezerin. And then instead of sitting herself, she's going to stand. I imagine like these are high-backed chairs.
Yes.
Okay, she stands behind Nez and like puts her hands on like the back of the chair and just looks very intimidating.
Okay. Would you like to roll an intimidation check?
Yes.
Go ahead. Let's see how intimidating you are.
Oh, probably not. My charisma's bad. 5.
What was your roll?
5.
You know, I'm going to give you advantage on that. So your roll was 13.
Thank you.
Add your strength modifier and your proficiency.
16. My strength modifier 13. 17, 20.
Okay. So you are sufficiently Like you don't need charisma. You're flexing your martial might right now. That's
Yeah,
strength.
I'm buff as
Just
fuck.
literally flexing. Just
Yeah, literally, like the back of the chair creaks, and Nezrin just sort of like pats your hand
Yes.
over her shoulder, like, "Calm down, dear."
I'm very calm.
All right, the rest of you.
Wendell
Sitting
knows
or
that means she's not calm.
Danger. Danger ahead.
Wendell will sit.
Okay.
Igor will stand, help kind of shake that food down a little bit.
Roll me a con save.
Please, no.
It's fine.
You've continued
What is-
eating this entire time.
Oh, no!
There was a bit of a rumble. You shake your belly trying to get the food to settle in, and that was the wrong thing to do at that
Oh.
time. You feel pressure in several different exit points.
Oh,
Excuse
no.
me. Let's read. And Igor's gonna leave. He's gonna go find a bathroom.
Igor was looking a little greener than
sweating.
normal then.
He's
Just,
sweating.
just a
He's feeling clammy.
telepathic. Just a telepathic. You better find one quickly, Igor.
You're able to make
He's,
it
like,
to a place
panicking.
where you can relieve yourself quietly. The
Oh.
servants help you because like they all like you.
There's lots of relieving.
Yes, there's lots of relieving and more food waiting for you when you get out.
Perfect. It'll be a few minutes though.
Okay. Lamont, what are you doing inside this enclosed space with your enemies all around you?
Well, I don't sit.
Okay.
Are we drinking?
There are drinks on tables available to you. There's also food. No servants are allowed inside this room.
I'm gonna go have a snack and is there a bartender?
No.
I go make a drink.
Okay.
I make two fingers of whiskey or the equivalent,
Okay, you do.
and then just turn and read the room.
Give me an insight roll.
I assume tense.
The only ones tense in this room right now, everyone can see, is your
Is
group.
it us? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For
Honestly,
good
the most-
reason, though.
The
I mean,
most
honestly.
relaxed one of this group is Nezrin, who finds this is considering this more of a business kind of thing, and so this is her
That's
element,
how
and she's just
Wendell's treating this as business reconnaissance.
right.
So he's trying to present a bit more of a relaxed.
I
Look.
really don't want to project that I'm tense.
Okay.
I want to be ice cold if possible.
Okay. Well, that can be considered tense for some people. It's all
Even
how you read
relaxed.
it.
Even relaxed. Let me rephrase that. I want to seem James Bond relaxed.
Okay. All right. Are you relaxed?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a party.
Okay.
We're taking a meeting.
No, but I'm just
I'm
saying,
not afraid
are
of these
you pretending
assholes.
to be relaxed and you're tense, expecting death, or are you actually just relaxed, thinking there's nothing
I am
to go
not
wrong
expecting. I am not expecting death.
Here? Okay, great. All right, your insight is 17. Lets you read the room. These people are expectant. They seem very interested in what you have to say. They do not seem threatened. They do not seem worried. They feel like you're talking to lords in their seats of power. Not a bad insight check. I didn't think you'd get that. That's pretty good with a -1.
They seem expectant, like you said. They're waiting.
No, they're expected. They want to hear
They're
what
waiting
you're
to hear
going
what
to say.
we have to say
Yes.
to them.
They're very interested in your group.
And so I'm even more relaxed because
Okay.
if that's what I'm reading and that's what I'm picking up, then the ball is firmly in our court. And I'm just considering carefully what I'm about to telepathically say to certain members of the group. But for now, I gently sip my whiskey and enjoy the atmosphere.
Okay. So you have all the leaders are sitting down. It seems there might be 4 different groups represented here inside the Clockwork Council.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, I have a list. I have a list of all of their little... Yes. There's the Order in Vasselheim, Rexingtrum, I'm guessing that's where the prince is from.
Mm-hmm.
Roxana.
Roshana.
Okay.
Roshana. That is the
Your
Drow
house.
capital.
Okay. Port
Zorhas,
Damali.
yes.
Zarm. Imon. Well, not anymore. Haha. And then Shamal Bay.
Shamal Bay would be Marquette.
Yeah, that's the newest and the weakest one. So he's just gonna try to see if he can place these people on whatever.
It's pretty
factions they
pretty
might be
easy.
from.
It's pretty easy to place them.
I totally telepathically ask
Write down.
Hal, because now it's time to start working Hal, or not Hal, Wendell. I telepathically say to Wendell, "Who am I looking at?"
Well, I only recognize Prince Callum of Rexingtrum and his Crown Marshal Arthur Dangle. He's not going to. He does not know what these people have
It
set
looks
up.
like they're
so
about
it's-
to introduce themselves.
Yeah. So he's only relaying like, oh, these are the only people I know here. He's not gonna be like, oh yes, those two are from number 3. Those two are from. That's for after
Right.
the meeting.
All right, I say to Wendell, "Can you feel it?"
That can mean a whole lot of things coming from Lamont. Feel what?
They're thirsty for what we got.
People are always thirsty for what I've got, Lamont. You get used to it.
We're gonna be fine. Just let him talk. It's all telepathically, by the way.
Yes.
Yes.
All
I understand.
Yeah, and if they're
There's
all
an
and if they're listening, it's in line with Wendell's normal personality. Anyway.
There's an expectant air in the room at this point, and then Kaliana pats Harlan on the knee. And it's like, this should be fun, and she stands up and begins talking.
Is there a
in her-
PowerPoint presentation? Does she
in
have
her
like slides?
Very melodic voice.
gonna be
No,
good.
no, but it's almost a sing-song voice in a way. You can tell that even belying this aged woman who shows a bit of strength now, and you've all heard her voice when she was singing. She stands in front of you and she's like, I believe that we have gotten off on the wrong foot. The Ammonian branch of our organization was known for overstepping their bounds. No offense, Miss Wasserin, but your parents were an exceedingly poor choice for joining us.
Murderous bastards.
They had their moments.
You mean all the time?
Of course, I'm not meaning for this to be an antagonistic discussion
Just stating facts.
in for any means. And we would like to, it's just come to our attention that an ex-member of our enclave in Rexingtrum, you see the prince just kind of like, he actually looks a bit ashamed and kind of turns away at this moment. The representative of the Myriad, Benarvin, overstepped his bounds quite significantly.
You mean by meaning to murder my child?
Well, even before that, when he made himself known in your city, basically challenging you directly. And then, furthermore, after being chastised by us, taking his dishonor to heart and then trying to punish you for the mistakes he made. We would like to apologize for that. I know it may not mean much and it's after the fact, but we are eternally sorry. And know that if what had happened to him has actually happened, as we believe, his punishment was painful and quick.
Damn.
But it was not provided by us.
It's tragic.
That's true.
She just smiles at you.
Can I would like to insight, please.
Oh, please, go ahead.
Because Wendell's gonna be inciting practically everything they say, just
Okay.
all the time. Because so if you want to know, his passive insight is 14.
Okay.
But he will, because this is the apology statement. I feel like this deserves an active
Go ahead.
check as well.
Passively, you're not noticing anything.
Yeah, another 17.
17?
Yeah.
This Kaliana, the singer, seems to be quite honest. Heartfelt. She feels like there was mistakes made and she's trying to apologize for them, knowing full well that this apology means nothing, especially to Hal.
Yeah. He'll note that, he goes. But there's a little thing in the back of his head that goes, oh, she's just incredibly good liar.
Yes.
Either way. Interesting. He just...
No, she has a high charisma.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he witnessed that. And him being a charming gentleman himself, just, he knows how it is.
So now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'd like to introduce those who have joined us. It seems that most everyone has met at least one of the branches. I know that the representative from Marquette and Shamal Bay, Merchant Yadira Saladin, introduced herself to Miss Howell and Miss Wasserman. She is a prime member of our organization there. It's a newer organization, but she's doing quite a good job at bringing it up. Mr. Hassenpfeffer, you met Prince Dwindle, Callum Dwindle, fourth in the line to the throne of the Dwindalian Empire. He just sort of nods in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a very active member, but is one of the prime members of our organization. He lets his servants take the duties that they need to and make sure that things get done. And when things aren't done properly, he rectifies it very quickly. As Mr. Benarvin would have found out if he had been able to revive back in Rexitrum since his encounter with you in Iman. Mr. Quinlan.
Wait.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry. Clarification just for me.
Mhm.
She said if he were to revive back in Rex and
If he were to have arrived.
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 Okay.
So
I thought-
basically
I was like,
alluding to the
what?
fact that he never made it back home.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
He just brooded and plotted and then tried to murder us after a year. It's...
Yeah. And
whatever.
Mr. Quinlan, you've already met Shadowhand Elis Kryn of Zorhas. She is the prime member there and is quite an accomplished mage in her own right. Holland Flipcloak, you might find that quite interesting. She has an interest in some of the spells you've been working on. And
Would that be number 5? Or have we not heard of this sect before? The Jorhas sect.
um,
Zorhak is Roshana.
Roshana?
yeah,
Okay,
Roshana.
cool. Number 5. Just want to make sure. Just writing it. Just making notes.
Arlen is comfortable again. And then she and Kaliana kind of just smiles over at Harlan, seeing him becoming uncomfortable again. And I've talked quite a bit with Mr. Flipcloak this evening. And I'm sort of administrator, if you will. We all are working towards the same ends as an organization. The resurrection of a mistreated god from a very long time ago.
Yeah, about that.
Yes,
More information would be nice.
of course.
Yes,
What do you know so far?
Love to hear more about them.
You've, by the way, Wendell, you feel your pocket friend starting
Yes.
to vibrate angrily.
Yes, yes,
Chitter in your ears.
yes. He
And
goes,
you also feel the presence, not the presence, but the interest of your patron.
mm-hmm.
He's kind of like hovering on the edge of perception, but not
Yeah.
fully touching.
Yeah. Just making this just shifts a little bit, like in interest, but really it's just to adjust one of his, the stone.
It's in a very inappropriate place.
Yes.
No one's going to steal it from me there. They'll have to try real hard.
No, but you feel it vibrating.
Look, Wendell
does.
really likes it when they talk about Avum because the rock makes him feel very happy.
Oh,
But
dear
the
lord.
yelling, I can't
Bahamut,
stand
kill
it.
me now.
And so he'll just be like, just mentally to the rock. Wanted to learn more, we're learning more.
So, what do you know so far?
His name's Avum.
Yes.
Yes, many
I-
other names. Avum's the...
Yes, there's quite a few.
Yes.
Many were given. Some were used as epithets. by the victors in their little event.
We know the gods came together to imprison him.
Right,
Yes.
yes.
It was the last act of the god pantheon as a whole.
Yeah. We know that there is very little to no record
It
of
wasn't
anything about
struck
him.
from a lot of the
Struck,
records.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, the Cataclysm times were chaotic at best. A lot of things changed. A lot of
Could say
cities
cataclysmic.
were destroyed.
Cataclysm typically,
Tumultuous.
hints to that.
Yes.
Let me just put it this way. Our Lord Avum was, or is, a god of time. Truly neutral in all the dealings with the gods, for he understood his power and his place among his peers. But neither of the warring factions could allow the possibility of our Lord involving himself with the others. So they made a pact, turned one of Avum's own servants against him, and then imprisoned him behind a great obsidian obelisk. Now, what we are doing is we are trying to discover the means by which our Lord was imprisoned. We know there are items and artifacts which were used to lock his prison and to keep him from touching the world. We also know that those magics have weakened slightly, allowing us to communicate more directly with our Lord. You may have seen some of the communication portals that we use. They're more of a worship item, a deep black floating orb which adjusts the flow of time around it.
I've been in one of those.
Oh, I've been told.
Yeah.
Wendell doesn't make
How-
that noise. That's me.
Hal makes a face. She's like, yeah, okay.
It for those uninitiated and not expecting the experience, it can be quite unsettling.
I mean, it wasn't unpleasant.
That makes her smile.
It was just
Wendell keeps
Weird.
his personal thoughts to himself on these evil orbs of evil.
Can Hal insight check about specifically the information she just gave us about Avum?
Yes,
I'm not very insightful. So.
that's fine. Roll your insight.
Oh, my insight's +4. 15.
Hey. Yeah.
With a 15 on your insight check, she seems to be quite honest. She's telling you the truth that she knows it.
Okay. All right, so you're trying to free this god who was supposedly wronged by the other gods.
Yes, Ava, our Lord.
What does that have to do with us? Why?
Well, our organization.
Love how Hal uses words.
Yes.
Just
So
Why?
eloquently. Just why?
In the background, the prince is sighs at the ineloquence of the speech given,
Hal
and
just
Kellyanne is just
Makes
smiling.
eye contact just with the prince and just does not break it.
like just like a slight flex.
Yeah.
For the most part, our organization uses our own adherents to try and find certain things. But we've noticed that with power comes sycophants, and they aren't as effective as free thinkers can be. Your organization, I believe you're called Group.
Yes.
You are effective at what you do with very little resources and with not much knowledge. You absolutely rendered an entire branch, albeit a withered branch of our organization and expose them for the corrupt fools that they were. We would like to take some of that energy, that drive, that skill that you're showing, put it into work for ourselves.
Hal's gonna like lean forward because she's standing kind of behind Nezrin. I just want to lean forward a little bit, and I want to see how Nezrin is reacting to all of this. Like, what is going on in her brain that Hal can tell.
Okay. You know that in business, your wife is quite
hard to read,
shrewd. Like, that's what frustrates you so much when she gives you the business tone, because you can't ever tell what she's thinking.
Yeah.
She is absolute full-on business mode right now. She's nodding at the right moments. She's sighing at some comments, and she's looking rapt at the information. So far, none of it has really involved her yet.
Right.
You might imagine she might be focusing more on this information because she's worried about you.
Okay. Hal is just gonna look at Wendell and just do the.
Are there any more questions? We want to be open.
There's a lot of questions, but
I am sure.
Why ask us to join your council?
We're not asking you to join. We have proffered an offer to Miss Wasserin to head up a new branch, but she would deal with the same issues, as would you if you were to be her lieutenants. You would have the sycophants, the people who are looking just for power, the ones that just strive for that every ounce of power they can just to have it, even if they don't plan on using it. Whereas your group, as an independent operation, would be able to go places that we might not be able to. We'll be able to handle things discreetly for the most part. She's looking at Lamont at that point.
I wasn't going to say anything. But...
So you want us to be a shadow branch of your council?
No, we would just like to hire you from time to time to help us.
You want us to be Indiana Jones?
You just want us to be mercenaries, then?
No, I'm a mercenary. Well, yes.
Procure these items and artifacts
definition,
that
yes,
you are
but
searching for to unlock the
we
seal.
We would give you all the knowledge we have for an item we're looking for, and support, money, people.
Question.
Yes.
Are vestiges common knowledge? Like, do people just know they exist?
At this time, they're not common knowledge.
Okay.
They have been used. People of power know about vestiges. In the stories and the tellings of Vox Machina, there are some mentions of vestiges, but not a lot's been said about it.
Okay.
Especially now.
Okay. And Hal would not follow that train of thought. Okay. Never mind. Thank you.
So, really, that's all we're offering is, well, that's all we're asking is that we promise not to assault you, because we never meant to in the first place. It all started, if we understand correctly, the Wasserins looking to regain 500,000 gold of ill-gotten losses by a Mr. Siffa. I don't know what to say. I can only apologize for that.
If we were to agree to work with you, what would our first task be?
And what benefits would we get from it?
Well, what are you looking for?
What can you offer?
No.
Well, Miss Howell, we could offer you possibly a larger arsenal of martial weapons at your beck and call. Upgrades occasionally to the things you have if we find them in our own searching. Mr. Hassenpfeffer. We can open up new markets for your wine with very little red tape. Mr. Igor, we could possibly assist you in looking for lost family members.
You're good.
How do they know that?
That's
Yeah,
a good
Wendell doesn't
question.
like that.
How do you know about my family?
We do research before we speak with anyone. And she looks from Igor to Wendell and smirks, and then looks over to Harlan. We can make available all sorts of dunamancy spells to you, as you've been dabbling in them already. Plus, we can assist you in keeping your airship secrets secret. Really quite impressed with the machinery you have on that thing. And Mr. Quinlan, you go to talk and she just turns from you straight to Mr. Quinlan. Mr. Quinlan, we can provide you with the resources to be whatever form of stalking night creature you want to be.
Sorry, that was good.
These are just options. If there is something specific you want or need, they will be provided if we are able. And to answer your question about what we would ask you to do, each of our organizations have their own searches right now.
Ah.
You can choose which one you want to join. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We just want to put out to you our stance, reintroduce ourselves. We know this is for what you've experienced and how members have presented themselves to you in the past. It would be difficult to see that you would be able to work with us. So we hope that you take the time to talk amongst yourselves.
Yes,
Enjoy the rest of
time
the
to
ball and your time here.
Talk amongst ourselves. We have only recently rejoined up as a group, after all.
I'm sure you need time to just enjoy yourself and that of Port Damali. We're not expecting an answer now.
I assume you already have a business card.
Oh, Miss Nezra knows how to contact us. We still need to discuss. She looks over her. You're joining with the council if you're interested. But that's all we wish to say. You're free to go as you wish, unless any of our other members wish to talk. And they all stay quiet. Well, then I've said my piece. And we thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk to you.
Yes, thank you. This has been enlightening.
I hope we have a chance to work together. And she sits back down beside Harlan. See, that wasn't bad, dear.
Not completely.
What do? You all leave to talk?
Go ahead.
I think I have things to discuss with the others.
Yes, dear. It was a pleasure meeting you.
You also.
I approach the table, shoot my whiskey, slam the cup on the table. I'm in. And I leave the room.
He does know we're asking for the entire group to join, right?
It's questionable.
We'll let him know.
Really, what information he retains sometimes.
Honestly, it's a positive sign for us that one of you guys one of your members is already interested. I'll take that as a good sign.
On one condition.
I imagine he walks back into the room on one condition.
Yes, Mr. Quinlan.
What do you know about us? And you have to tell us everything.
Well, that could take a while, and we've already been talking for some time. Imagine if something has happened in your lives, and for some of you since you arrived, we know about it. But I could say that about a great many people.
Let me ask you
Wendell's
this.
inner eye narrows.
And I reapproach. I turn around. I reapproach her. What's the appeal?
I'm sorry?
This god, this thing you're trying to bring back.
What is the appeal?
You said it's a god of time. You said something wrong happened to it.
It was imprisoned wrongly, yes.
Right. You know, a lot of us have been imprisoned wrongly.
She looks at your group. Of course.
You gather all this stuff up. You spend all this money. You make everybody work for you. You bring it back, and then
We're not
what?
making anyone work for us. We offer
does it-
opportunities.
Right. But you bring it back. You
Yes.
succeed in your mission, and what does it do? Give you a kiss on the cheek? What happens? What's the appeal?
The appeal is righting an ancient wrong.
So,
I'm sure each of our members would tell you there's a different thing. For me, it's about righting a wrong. For the Dwendalian Empire, I'm sure they think it's a power to be harnessed. For the Marquesians, it might be an opportunity to step out from under the shadow of an ancient ruler. For
So
the
you
Kryn
think-
dynasty, it might be an opportunity to remove the shadow that covers their land.
so you think this god will owe you a boon?
We hope that our service would be worthy of such things. Yes.
Wendell's internal monologue goes, "Oh, this is why he doesn't deal with the deities. He gets his promises up front. You don't just hope to get a pat on the head afterwards."
You have to understand, it's very difficult to communicate through a god-wrought prison. Most of what we see now are, as some of you have experienced, are emotions. Thoughts made real to a certain extent. But you can interpret all that differently. We feel that if we can find a few of the keys to the prison, that we might be able to understand more.
But what if this god doesn't give a shit about you and stomps on you with its giant god foot first chance it gets?
Well, in history, this god was very neutral and did not like to involve itself in petty squabbles. It's like asking what happens if a country decides to invade you and kill you. Should you never deal with that country? For it might not be. I mean, the Dwendalian Empire is invading people all the time. The Kryn and them fight all the time. You still deal with them because they exist. And is it better to release someone and show them goodwill than to have them over time break out themselves and write their anger across your civilization?
Everybody's got their thing.
Yes.
Well, you're not asking us to join your secret club,
No.
but if the money's right, I'm ready to work.
If money is what you want, then you will have it. But you already agreed, I believe. It's too late to negotiate now, right?
But I
I'm
can quit at
kidding.
any time.
It's
right.
fine.
No, I
I'm
just
just-
don't. Let's.
I'm playful.
uh,
I'm the one. They have me talking for a reason.
You're the fun one. That's why they picked you to talk. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, could you imagine the prince over there trying to negotiate? It's off with your head every third word. He doesn't disagree.
Respect words.
Seen many like him.
Is there any other questions, Mr. Quinlan?
If I have any, I'm a man what can admit that he's got some faults, and I may be impulsive, but I'll do my friends the respect of talking to them. But it is my
Because you already
intention.
agreed.
It is my intention to tell this city, and then the next one, and the next one, that the terror is here.
Is this the same terror that was performing in the center of the ballroom this evening?
One.
Too many people are getting hurt out there.
Yes.
People are disappearing. People are suffering. I've looked in their eyes. I've eaten with them. I've slept in the streets with them. People are being targeted. People are being taken. It stops now. And
So
if you
what
want
you're
us to go
saying-
chase around, whatever, if you're not hurting anybody and you just want to see your friend again because you think he might do you a favor, well, I can't say I blame you.
Thank you.
Nicest thing Lamont's ever said.
Right.
And then the three leaders stand up. Actually, four. I forgot that poor Tamale was there too. Stand up and we're going to excuse ourselves. It was a pleasure speaking with you, but we have entourages to return to. And they say their piece and leave.
Enjoy the party.
And that leaves just Kalyana there. Anything else?
Not right now. I have.
I can leave, and you can have the room to talk.
I think we will probably maybe discuss after the party.
Well, then have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you. You as well.
And as she leaves the room as well, leaving you alone in that room there with the thoughts of what's happening and the conversation fresh on your mind, we'll end the session there.
Harlan just melts.
What happened? Oh, Harlan just
melts.
melts. Okay, so that was exciting. That was interesting. Got a lot of information out. Got a lot of confused looks on the faces of my players. And that's what I was hoping for that particular situation. But let's go around. Let's start off talking about what they thought about tonight and where we can find them. Let's talk with Lamont Quinlan first, because he had a really interesting angle on the conversations this evening. So, yeah, Lamont, how are things going there?
I'm having fun. Can I say we've hit a stride? I think we're on fire a little bit. This is getting good. And this is probably the tightest grip I've had on the plot since we started playing this game 2 years ago. And therefore Lamont is finally starting to kind of get a grip on what's going on. And like I said in the chat, it's like if Spawn went crazy and then kind of got his act together. That's the fun I'm having with it right now. I think it's amazing. I love you guys. This is so much fun and just great. I just really appreciate it. My favorite part was earlier when I was using the bathroom and Howell and Wendell were talking, and Howell's like, "Do you think we should?" And Wendell's like, "Yes." And there was a great back and forth, but then we should, and I don't know. It was great. You should go back and watch it. It was wonderful. And Igor and the cheesecake, and just getting to Batman out of the room. I mean, we're going all the way, people. There's no room for subtlety anymore in this game. I'm producer Trav. We play Aliens, and we're gonna play Ravenloft tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's go over to the other important player this evening in so much of what was happening. Howell. Hi.
Hey.
How did that go?
It went. So yeah. Hi, I'm Nugatosaurus. I play Howl, the shifter fighter / paladin. In our Monday night games, Tuesday nights I play Embar of an Astra, Divine Soul Sorceress, and then on our occasional Saturday games I play Violet, the Synthetic Human, and last Saturday was a fucking blast. Go and watch it if you haven't. It's amazing. My favorite part was arguing with Lamont, because that is my favorite thing. In pretty much all of our campaigns, there is like one person that I don't know why, but it happens. There's one person that like I single out and I fight. And recently it's been Lamont and it's been Elam. So I just want to fight you, Travis.
It's a good one too.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
Well, it was so good. It was so good. And afterwards I had to apologize because I feel like sometimes I come on too strong. But
Oh no, it's so good.
yeah,
It's
you're
so-
as here for it as I am, so I love it. Yeah, check us out next week. I fucking love this game, and I'm not getting rid of Hal anytime soon. So
Good, because I'd hate to try and weave in another story after we've got
Yeah.
this was so ingrained right now. So speaking of ingrained in the story and cheesecake, Igorovich.
Hey, yes, hi, I'm Shaypa, 26 playing Igor. He has a problem. Problem is he can't stop, no matter what it is. Can't stop, won't stop. Unless he gets slapped around enough. Anyways, yeah, that was fun. I liked hearing this little backstory drop at the end here. That was a lot of lore. It's neat. I'm excited to see what is going to happen next. I love the Batmaning moment with Lamont and his wacky goofiness, and Igor's rolling with it because cheesecake. Why not? I mean, I do a lot of things for cheesecake. I feel like Igor would too. So, anyways, yes, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for having me. I'm going to have to run, but I'll leave my can running. So, you guys have a good one.
All right, thank you. And I would do a lot of things for cheesecake as well, I think. So that's a
The
good
question
choice.
is usually what would you do for a Klondike bar, but here it's
No,
what would you do for cheesecake?
cheesecake. Absolute cheesecake.
To
Speaking of
clarify, though,
cheesecakes,
it
Huh?
better be a whole cheesecake.
oh, fair. That's fair. One slice is not enough. And speaking of one slice of cheesecake, Harlan Flipcloak.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Tony Coup de Grace. You can find me playing here Monday, Tuesdays, and sometimes on the Saturdays there. Oh man, there's a lot of good parts. Let's see. The Hal Lamont fight, the fake fight. I enjoyed the fake fight, was fun. But probably my favorite part was just the Caliana reveal. It was like, oh shit. It was not good. But I'm freaking confused on what the hell we're gonna do now. But this seems nice. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. But I'm really enjoying it, and I hope I can figure out something by next week.
Me too. I hope I can figure out some things before next week, like the story. But before I pass it on to the host of the channel, Laugh Love Lendy, I'm Deception Check. I run the game and I corral the cats that make the madness that is this game. We keep going with cat references. And Hal's a dog. I don't know why it's not dog references. So, yes, I had an
It's
absolute
easier to herd
blast.
puppies than kittens.
It is. They just roll over and get their belly scratched and they're done. I mean, that's it. That's why puppies are easier. You can find me here on Tuesdays and occasional Saturdays and some other stuff coming up that I think starts this weekend.
This Saturday.
Monsters of the Week this Saturday. So in place of Aliens, which was amazing, we get Monsters of the Week, which is going to be fun. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to have a couple of new players on the channel too. And so that's going to be a lot of fun there. Favorite part tonight, revealing Kaliana as part of the of the entire thing. Seeing you guys' faces as you saw who was involved,
I
and
have
just
notes.
the planning before you went, like making sure you had your weapons. I knew it was going to be a very cordial conversation of friendly people, and you guys were like, "I
you
hope I
say
have
that-
weapons. I got to be."
But we know Lamont was coming, so
It's true.
you never know.
Oh, I know. I actually had plans for Lamont if he tried something, and it was going to be very interesting to see what would happen, because Shadow Hands are actually very adept spellcasters
I'd imagine
of very
so.
high levels.
Yeah.
And I had prepared several spells that would have made for a fun time. But other than that, great time. Enjoyed the banter with Hal and Lamont. Love that every time. Loved Wendell being smarmy as ever, because that's just perfect. Harlan being Harlan and Igor eating everything in sight. Love all of that. So thank you, everyone. Pass it on to the player behind Wendell, Eustace Abernethy, Lucius Throckwaddle, Hassenpfeffer IV of the Havisham Hassenpfeffers.
That's me. Yeah, so super fun. Favorite moments. Gosh, there was Travis being like, I just go this way. Wait. Oh wait, that's how the guards are? Okay, well, maybe I don't do that then. And just like the complete lack of foresight and or any planning to do with that scenario. And then having to like battering himself slowly back up after he swooped out. That was just amusing to me. I love Hal and Wendell's conversations, and like they they get along so well, and at the same time, yeah, there's too many differences, but they definitely like get each other kind of, as evidenced by the. Do you want me to? Now? Oh, yes. Oh, right. And then just they don't even have to speak complete sentences for each other to understand them. Which I just think it's great. And especially how they argue, and then they both consider it not arguing, they just think it's having discussion. So, anyways, love those bits. Poor Igor. Finally, shit is con safe, you could say. Just... And Harlan. Harlan needs a vacation after this. I'm gonna say that. He needs, like... Just, like... You know, I think an isolation cell would be preferable at this point, too.
There's no time!
I know, it's crazy. But anyways, it's great. I have a feeling I'm gonna be hearing from my benefactor real soon about some things, which will be real interesting to see, and we'll see how happy he is about it. But, yeah, you can find us here every Monday for Wanderlust and Wildemount, and you can find us tomorrow for Mist of Ravenloft, where things are real interesting. They just, you know, they got a crown, they brought it to definitely just a normal human doctor, as the group has not been able to figure out anything else otherwise. Why would he be anything else otherwise? Come on, let's be real. And yeah, it's the thing. On Friday, we will have Aether's Walkway, and on Saturday, we will premiere with our episode 1 of Monster of the Week. It's gonna be a doozy, y'all. So definitely come check it out. It's gonna be a 3-shot with episodes bi-weekly, so this Saturday. Just 2 Saturdays in a row of shenanigans. How exciting. Thank you all so much for playing. You are wonderful, lovely people. And thank everyone watching. You all are great too. And we're just glad you have as much fun as we do. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Till then, have fun, play some games.